All right, should we go together? There's a little bit of a trail here. I think, maybe not. Bird just flew out of there, scared the crap out of me. Okay. So far there's nothing. I really just need a place to set up my tent and collapse. I don't see a trail anywhere through here. So overgrown. Shouldn't expect much. But there are lots and lots and lots of blueberries. So that's good. Ooh. A shorter day tomorrow. Maybe I'll make my pancakes. Still nothing that looks like a campsite. Still nowhere to put a tent. No fire pit. Not that I need a fire pit, but it's usually how you can tell there's a campsite. Lots and lots and lots of blueberries. Wow. This is brutal. I don't know. I want to say I give up, but I can't. Because I need to put my tent somewhere. I need to camp somewhere. And I don't see anything feasible here. Holy smokes. It's just the most overgrown, unmaintained campsite I think I've ever seen. Worst campsite ever. Ever, ever, ever. Well, it's 4:45. I'm in quite the conundrum here. I'm on this big, huge lake with no campsites. I couldn't find anywhere on that island or whatever that campsite was to pitch a tent, like nowhere. So I was paddling through the lake here. I saw what looked like a beach over here, and I thought, it's just wide enough, maybe I can put my tent here. I'm like freaking out, like I have nowhere to go. Well, it's 5 o'clock, and looks like I'm going to camp on this beach tonight. I looked around. Yeah, the sand's a little uneven. It's big enough for my tent. Down there's a whole bunch of wood washed up. And if you could just climb over that pile, there's a little trail that goes into the forest where I can make a privy. It's really all I need. It's 5 o'clock. I just set up my tent and put my chair on the beach, I guess. Have some dinner, go for a swim, and go to bed. I don't know. Not much else I can do. All right, I'm super hot and super sweaty, and I'm about to lose the sun over here. So I'm gonna go in the water. I set up the tent here. I set it up sideways so that I'm lying with my head up and my feet down. Blew up the thermarest, but then I stood it up against the wall. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my canoe chair and I'm going to sit in there if the bugs get bad. So anyways, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to enjoy the water for a while I still have the sun. And And I'll get dinner going after that, I guess. Stuff in my shoes. Oh, it feels so good. At least I didn't fall on any rocks. Oh, it's so good. Wonderbar. Well, it's 6:30 and I need to make dinner. I'm hungry. I did a lot today. All right, tonight I'm making OTG Meals beef lasagna. I haven't had this one in a really long time, and I thought it would be good. It's a nice comforting meal, and I feel like I need some comfort right now. I had a pretty stressful day. So yeah, I've got 3/4 of water, 3/4 of a cup of water, because I only have half the package here, and it's 1.5 cups. So I had that measured in my little cup here, and pour it in there, bring it to a boil, pour it in here, wait 12 to 15 minutes, stir it, wait 12 to 15 minutes, and then eat. You know the drill. My friend said, why do you use a pot holder if you have handles on it? And I said, because they get really hot and then you can't touch them. So then you have to look for something to use to hold it. And I just like this better. It's good. Okay, I just need my fork here. Stir it up. Just gonna sit here and wait really impatiently and hope that the time passes very quickly. He's so stressed out. Oh. My timer just went off for my food, and I picked up my phone and he started doing that, just nonstop. Poor guy. It's echoing off the mountains that aren't mountains. Oh my gosh. It feels like a sacrilege to talk while a loon is calling. I don't know why. But I've been waiting for 5 minutes and my food is done and I'm hungry and I'd like to eat. So timer just went off. Oh yeah. This is half the package, remember? So look at the meat in there. Look at that. It looks so good. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. It's 8:30 and I am going there. It's just going on 9 o'clock. I'm sitting here in my sleeping bag on my thermarest. I'm just sitting in the tent. I've got the fly half on and I wanted to look out. So I'm just sitting here listening to my audiobook and I'm editing some pictures and videos and it's lovely out. It's very, very, very quiet here and it's nice. It's clear. We got a fairly easy day tomorrow. I just looked at my map. I've got to paddle about maybe 4 kilometers from here to get to the Portage. It's a 1,000 meter, 1,045, but 1 kilometer portage. And then there's like 3 or 4 campsites all within like a kilometer or so of a radius, right at the start of the lake. So I'm going to find one of those. And that's it. Yeah, it's really nice and quiet. Just sitting here looking out and doing stuff. There's all kinds of splish splashing on the water. Probably little frogs or fish. I don't know. But maybe I'll see a moose or something, you know, on wildlife watch. So never know. Duct tape to the rescue. Well, I always carry duct tape in my backpack. Have for like 20-ish years. And this is a replacement roll after using some on my canoe last year. Yeah. So I went to open my glasses, and I just get these cheap dollar store glasses because I just need them to read and see close-up stuff. So I go to put them on, and boom, the arm comes off. So I put some duct tape on there, and I even made it so that you can close them. And it stays on. Good morning. It is 5 to 6 on Sunday, August 6th. And I'm here on Gray's Lake. Just woke up and went to the privy, and gonna get my oatmeal going and start packing up and hopefully have a very short day today. Just making one package of oatmeal this morning. Because I only have just the 1K and a little bit of paddling. And I'm gonna have pancakes, I think, for breakfast, like second breakfast when I get to camp. Oh, there's a little bit of clouds coming in over here where the sun is trying to come up. Good morning. It is 20 after 7 and I am here on Gray's Lake. Boat is all packed up and ready to go. All right, it is 7:30 and I'm just leaving the beach campsite. That isn't a campsite, that was a campsite. And just did a quick little photo shoot for Salis, showing off my new PFD. It's just a really good spot to take photos, so figured I might as well go for it. And now I am starting my paddle through Gray's Lake to get to the Portage. I'm just paddling along and I'm thinking, oh, you know, this might have made a nice campsite, and there's actually a sign on it. I can't believe it. About 10-15 minute paddle from the beach I was staying on. Unbelievable. Not on the map. It's not on any of my maps. But there it is. All right, it is 8 o'clock. And I'm back to burn area here again. So weird. All on this side. There's a huge rock cliff that goes all along this side of the lake, and almost all of the trees are burned up. Well, it's 20 after 8, and I am just approaching the top of Gray's Lake, the north end, and I do see the Portage sign that will take me into the 1,050 meter Portage going into Banks. Alright, it's 8:30 now. My socks were sopping wet this morning and I was chilly and I didn't want to put them on. So I've had them hanging here on the thwart in the canoe while I've been paddling, and they dried out. They're inside out, so it's the inside that was wet. So I just had to clean off my feet and put those on and get my feet all ready to go. And then I realized I hadn't gotten any water, and I can't go into a 1K portage without any water, so I had to paddle out a bit and fill up my bottle just because the water here is super shallow and kind of gross looking. So paddled out, filled up the bottle. I've got that processing right now, and put on my socks. So now I'm ready to embark on this lovely, lovely portage that it's going to be. I know it's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited for it. All right, it's 8:40. I feel like I'm procrastinating a little bit. I cut a piece of the foam block that I use on the shoulder pieces and wedged it underneath the right side of the yoke, the one that won't tighten anymore. I'm pretty sure the screw is stripped, and it's kind of holding. It's not moving, but when I flip it over, sometimes it moves. So the goal is to get it just sitting on my shoulders properly and then go as far as I can go. Hopefully I make it all the way to the other end and it isn't too gnarly. All right. I walked for 20 minutes. I didn't know that at the time, but I got to this section here. There's a bunch of trees down, and I know I can get the canoe over it. The portage is pretty good till here. There's a bunch of sucky muck at the start, and it's really, really overgrown, but I can make out the trail, and I haven't had any issues in determining which way to go, which is great. There's also lots of blueberries here again. And I just checked my GPS, and it looks like I'm just over halfway, and I've been walking for 20 minutes. So that's kind of disturbing a little bit. Doesn't look like there's any sign of water anywhere up ahead, and that's about it. I think I'm going to keep going with the canoe. I've had a nice little break after making the video and lifting it up and putting it over. Just have to climb over these logs. This one's really high. I had a hard time getting over it. I'm a little short thing, so. Oh, yeah, and I got that in my pants from climbing over that. Good times in Temagami. Well, the good news is I seem to fix the yoke. I went to go put the canoe back on, and I just turned and turned and turned, and all of a sudden it tightened. This is what the other one did. It tightened for a bit on and off, and then it finally went. So sorry for the bad lighting. So I walked about 6 more minutes, and I came to another obstruction here that I couldn't get over with the canoe. I can't walk over these branches there up to my waist. So I just laid the canoe down on top of them, and yeah, I'm gonna keep going. It looks like I've got about a quarter of the way left, and I'm gonna finish this with the canoe if it kills me. Got a Jolly Rancher going. They always help me get through my portages, and just gonna take another sip of water, put my head down, and keep going. Guess what? I actually made it to the water. It's 9:30. When did I start the portage? 8:40. That is not a 1 kilometer portage. I know there were a couple of obstacles and I stopped a few times, but there's no way that's a 1 kilometer portage. So right here at the end of the portage, it says there's a campsite. There's the canoe, there's the portage, and I guess this is the campsite. There's a fire pit here. Not sure if there's any flat spots to put a tent. I don't see anything. But that's that. I don't know who deems these campsites. They're not very good, but there's 4 of them in this area within a kilometer or so. I guess now 3 because I'm not counting this one. So I'm going to go back and get my bag. It's going to be like over an hour probably before I get back here. And then I'll go look for a campsite. All right, off we go. All right, so here's the portage, okay? If you look ahead, you can get really overwhelmed because you can't see the trail anywhere. There's no markers, there's nothing. But if you look down, you can see the faint trail in the ground. So not so much here. A little bit here you can see it. There's a lot of spots on this trail like this where if you just look around, you're going to be really overwhelmed and feel really lost, especially because it's such a long portage and you have to get all the way to the other side. There's no sign of water anywhere. Usually you can see an opening or a clearing, but here you can't see anything. So you really got to pay attention to the ground and where you're walking and make sure that you don't lose the trail. Like, look at this. I know I'm getting close to the pack because the beginning of the trail was much nicer. All right, here's the worst sucky muck section, which is at the beginning of the portage. And there's all of these hidden, not hidden, but some of them are hidden, logs and rocks and stuff to help you get over. They're not even slippery, they're great. And makes it pretty easy to get through. Easier to get through. This is the whole section at the start here. You can see there's a lot of sucky muck spots. Whew. That was quite the journey. All right, the deer flies are a little pesky at this end. Seems to be right where that swamp is. So I just put my hair up and put my headliner on over my ears and my head. I have strapped the water bottle and the bug shelter to the back of the pack. It is 10:15. It took me exactly 30 minutes to get here from the canoe. And that was with like doing a bit of trail clearing. So I'm estimating this portage at 1,500 meters, not 1,000. That's my official measurement based on time. And 10:45, I should be at the other end and getting ready to jump into the canoe and go look for a campsite. So that makes me excited. But first I have to take this all to the other end of the portage. So off we go. I'm just walking along, eating blueberries all the way. So many of the plants are just like, I just have to reach down. I don't have to bend over. So it's making the portage go by faster, I hope. I've never been so happy to see my canoe. That's not true. I've probably been a bit more happy on many occasions. It is 10:53. Look at all the, oh my gosh. I've had this happen before in this area. It's so freaky. Just gotta get the boat and get out of here as fast as possible. The little bees. It's 10:53. Took me 38 minutes to come with the pack, but I did eat a lot of blueberries along the way, so I don't know. 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Let's call it even 35, maybe say it's a 1600. I don't know. I'm gonna get in the boat and get the heck out of here. I gotta get away from these bees. They're all over my canoe. It's funny how certain things freak you out, but then they happen a second time and you're kind of just like, whatever. All of the bees are mostly hanging out here by my Paddle Canada bag. I'm not sure what it is that is attracting them. They were here as well, though. My PFD was here and it's yellow, so maybe it's the color. I don't know. There's not much on the front. I'm just gonna slowly slide the canoe into the water and then put my pack in the back and take off. Hopefully once I move the canoe, they'll all just kind of dissipate. But before I do any of that, I'm gonna put my head net on just in case. I have been stung the last time this happened, so it wasn't too bad, but I just want to make sure I can see them there. Okay, wish me luck. All right, campsite number 1. I guess I should call it number 2 because number 1 was on the Portage. I believe is right here, this lovely point, barren. There's no trees on it that are not burnt up pretty much, except for that one. And that's about it. I believe the other one is on this island here. Same situation. And the third one is down in a little inlet, and I can hear really loud rushing water there. So I thought, oh, it'll be better maybe to stay up in banks. I'm gonna go over to the island and check that out. All right, I'm just passing by the first island campsite, and it's really sparse looking. There's some big rocks. I see the fire pit. I didn't actually get out and look. I noticed on the map, just over a kilometer north of this island campsite, there's another island campsite. And if you look at the other end of the lake here, this is all nice and green and lush and not burnt. So I'm gonna travel up there for 15 minutes or whatever and see if that island campsite, first of all, exists, and if it may be a bit nicer. Well, I've been paddling up banks and just came around the corner to see what I believe is the island that has the other campsite on it. And even though everything is nice and green on the far shore of the lake, the island is also burnt up. The other thing I just noticed is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 loons in front of me on the lake. And they're all calling. And yeah, they're all by that island, to the side of the island. They've all just ducked under, like all of them. And that was really strange. I've seen groups of loons before on lakes, Obabaca especially. Al told me once, Alex Mathias, who's a native elder who lives on Obabaca Lake, told me he's seen up to 52 of them. I think there were 20 or 30 of them when I saw them when I was there. Means there's some good fishing here for them. Look at them all. What kind of joy is this? Amazing. Now I can count. right, it's 11:45. Time is just flying by. I had to stop and film the loons for a bit there. They're still out there just sitting in the middle of the lake. They were over here, just to the right of this campsite, but now they're all over in the middle of the lake. So it's quite interesting. In front of me is the next island campsite, which once again doesn't look like a campsite of any kind, but I'll paddle around it and take a look. And then to the north of that, there is still one more campsite that's in a little bay, and then one more campsite at the Portage up there. All right, well, I'm on the very, very top corner of the lake. I can hear these waterfalls that are supposed to be near the Portage, which is also near where the campsite is. I think this piece of land right here in front of me might actually be the campsite. Okay, well, I never located a campsite sign, but I've just found a Portage sign. I don't know. I'm just going to pull over here and see what I can see. All right, it's 12:30, and I've pulled up here to the campsite. I pulled up here to the campsite about 20 minutes ago. As soon as I started getting close to shore, my body decided that I ate way too many blueberries on that Portage. Blueberries are extremely fibrous. That's why I don't really eat them very much, because fibrous foods and colitis aren't the best of friends. And yeah, I had to go for a run into the woods. And now I am exploring the campsite. So, looks like there are several good spots for a tent. Not very sheltered, but that's okay. At least there's trees here with green stuff on them, and looks pretty nice. Well, hello. It's 1:30 and I am starving. I walked around the whole area for quite some time, looking for a place to put my hammock, looking for a place to put the tent. I found a place to put the hammock. I hung it up. Turns out the tree wasn't strong enough, so there were 2 trees next to it, so I put it around the 2 trees. Those trees weren't strong enough. I ended up putting my hammock way over there. I don't know if you can see it, but perfect. I haven't done anything else. I'm hungry and I want to have my pancakes, and I don't think I'm gonna have blueberry pancakes. I want to, but I kind of gorged myself on blueberries when I was doing that Portage. Kind of over the blueberries for the moment. I'm sure I'll eat some more before I leave, but for right now, I'm okay not having blueberry pancakes. But I did bring chocolate chips to go on the pancakes, and I would love some chocolate chip pancakes. Now I also have some dehydrated maple syrup, and I brought 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and I just need to mix that with 2 tablespoons of boiling water. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I will add some water to my pancake mix here. I'll probably take some out. It's quite a bit. It's a little bit more than I'm probably going to eat. So I'll take some out, put some water in here, mix them up, make the pancakes, sprinkle the chocolate chips on them, and then douse them in the maple syrup. And it's boiling already. It goes very, very quick. I actually have my plates in my backpack. I didn't plan on bringing them. They just ended up hitchhiking from the last time I went on a trip. melting pretty quickly. Some of them are actually already melted together in the bag here. All right, my pancakes are done. They look amazing. There's probably more chocolate chips than anything, but I'm okay with that. I like chocolate. I just spread out my tent, and behind me here it was packed up a little wet again this morning. So just thought I'd at least dry it out because I haven't put it up yet. All right, let's see how these are. Oh, they're so good. I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you in a bit. Need some more syrup. All right, it is just going on 3 o'clock, and I have finally finished doing all the things. Making my breakfast in between kind of slowed me down, and this campsite slowed me down just because it's a little bit unique, and I had to figure out where to put everything, so it took a little extra time. So here's the hammock. Lovely spot for it. It's kind of a little bit in the shade. The sun's going to go down around here, so this should be shady in a little while. It's really hot on all this rock and the sunshine. So here's the tent. Just got my towel hanging up there. It was still a little damp from yesterday, as was my bathing suit, so got a bunch of stuff hanging up, but tent's there. It's a fairly good flat spot. My head will be a little bit elevated like last night, but not as much. And I'm sitting here taking shelter under this little tree here. This is just where I made breakfast, well, lunch, I guess. So I'll probably be relocating. And that's about it. My bathing suit's over here. I'm gonna grab it because I'm gonna get in the water soon. I am just roasting. Some of my blueberries in my front garden. And here's the view. Portage and all the stuff, Macobee, all that is that way. Portage tomorrow. And that's the other Portage. I don't know where that goes. And that's it. So I'm settled now, and I'm going to sit for a minute and just have a breath, drink some water, and I'll probably go for a swim. I have to find a good place to go. This goes down pretty quick, and it's probably very slippery. So I don't want to, like, I could go in there and probably just slide down, because that's what would happen. But I'll wipe out if I try to walk. This is more gradual. There's a couple of notches in the rocks, but still not very many, so I don't know about that. Put up here. To find the perfect place to swim. I'm in the water for like 5 seconds. Okay, this would be good because there's all kinds of little rocks in this crack, so I could walk up without sliding. Like, see how that's all mossy covered and slippery? So that would be great. I just have to go out a bit till it gets deep, but it's not that far. Actually, this looks like the best spot. Well, I'm going swimming, and I'm not wearing my bathing suit today. I'm tired of drying it, and I'm pretty sure that nobody is out here. Yesterday, I wasn't sure exactly where I was. The day before, it's a fairly popular route to go through the Lady Evelyn River and down to the waterfalls, so I wasn't too sure, and definitely not on Gamble. I didn't even go swimming that night, so anyways, I don't know, I'm so risque. Anyway, goodbye. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please click the subscribe button. Also click the bell for notifications. If you'd like to get more information on the stuff I use on my trips, please check out my website at CamperChristina.com. Thanks. Bye.